Hi everybody, this is Osprey from MyChartCoach.com, and in this video we're going to take a look at some of the Bitcoin block and blockchain related stocks. So first up we have Overstock.com, ticker symbol OSTK. Okay, so it's been on an epic run, super strong uptrend. RSI and Fasto have been in the power zone, back and forth. They've been in the bull zone or either in the power zone for many months. So as you can see here, that this is a very strong uptrend. There was the big breakout in August after the tight Bollinger Bands, and so the candles have been staying above the middle Bollinger Band the entire time. You can see here that when the candles pulled back, they hit the dotted purple line, and then they continued higher. On other pullbacks, the orange line's been holding, and that's the EMA 13. You had another middle Bollinger Band bounce back here in the beginning of November, and then there was a mini pullback here on November the 14th, and the share price came down and it bounced off of EMA 8, and what we were looking for was a close back above the closing price here on the 13th, and that happened last Monday on the 20th, and then the candles continued pushing higher. So they're currently riding EMA 4. The chart's super strong. This is just a really strong uptrend. The signals to keep riding if you are a longer term swing trader. If you're long-term investor, as long as this middle Bollinger Band is holding, the chart is super strong. Once that level breaks and turns into resistance, you could see a drop down to the 50-day simple moving average. That is the downside risk. For people that are have a shorter time frame or are looking to increase their position on the way up, when you see a break below EMA 4, currently at 60.60, that gives you the chance to reload on the dip. As you can see, there have been dips where you've had a chance to possibly reload, get a lower entry point, and possibly increase your position. So yeah, it just depends on your strategy. The share price is really strong. It keeps pushing higher on big volume. If you look here at the OSTK monthly chart, you can see this is the entire history of the trading of the stock. It started here in 2002. It made a bottom. It came up and it hit the 77.50 level, about 77, 78 level as a high, and it had a high close back here in October of 2004, and I'm calling that 71. It's an estimate around 71 there, and notice that after it hit that 71, it ended up pulling all the way back until it hit another bottom in 2012. That created a double bottom with 2002. So you had the double bottom, and since then it's been working itself higher. It has an ascending support. Keep in mind, each candle represents 1 month of trading, and so it's currently above all the moving averages, and it's on this multi-month run. Notice it's on a 4-month run with increasing volume on the way up. So hitting 63 here, notice it's also busting out of the top of this channel. Keep an eye on 71. Between 71 and 77, that could be the level that it finds resistance. For those that have been following our charts in TA, ticker symbol HMNY. We had to go out on the monthly chart on that one. I believe it was 2004 as well, and we found that resistance level in the 30s, and it nailed it perfectly, the temporary top, and then the share price pulled back. And so this is a similar setup. What's happening here is the jar is filling. The share price went from 77 all the way down to $5, and now it's all the way back up to $64. So when it gets between 71 and 77, that's the level you want to be very cautious at, as far as like locking in gains after a multi-month run. If it can bust above that level, then it could break out higher. Then you'd be talking about a blue sky breakout. A blue sky breakout is when a share price is above all the moving averages and all the prior history of the trading of the stock. And so that is a possibility as well. We don't know what's going to happen. And we have Bitcoin now, pushing 10,000, which we've been calling, and now this is taking OSTK higher with it. So we're just going to see what happens. Keep an eye on 71 to 77. Okay, look at GROW. Okay, so this stock is breaking out as well. This is another Bitcoin blockchain related stock. It now has RSI and Fasto up here at overbought levels. Notice it's busting out of the channel as well. So it had the super tight Bollinger Bands. Notice the very tight Bollinger Bands back here in August. That was a signal that a move was imminent, and that what you're looking for is either a breakout to the upside or a break to the downside. And notice how the candles broke above the middle Bollinger Band, the dotted purple purple line. They got above the candles got above the gold and the green line, which is the 1500-day simple moving averages right here, and then there was a close above the 200-day simple moving average, and then once it got above the blue line, which was the 300-day simple moving average, the coast was clear. And notice how it's just been riding EMA4 support higher ever since, with middle Bollinger Band holding on the pullbacks. It did dip below, it bounced off this 50-day simple moving average support zone, but the uptrend has been intact for multiple months now. So this has been a very strong uptrend with increasing volume on the way up. It is busting out of the top of this channel, so you want to keep an eye on that 460 level. You'd like it to stay above that level. So what happens when a stock is breaking out like this is you want to look at a longer time frame to find the next resistance levels. So let's take a look at the monthly chart here. And so as you can see, man, I wanted to show you just another month out so you can see all this volume here. But this will be fine for right now. As you can see, it's busting out above the moving averages on the monthly chart. Notice the increasing volume. So check out the volume bars down here. So it's the largest volume since back here in 2007. And if you look here, it's above, it broke above the middle Bollinger Band back in August, and in September it closed above the 50-day simple or 50-month simple moving average, the green line, and then now here in November it's breaking above the gold line and the red line, which is the 100 and 200-month moving averages. And on this chart, if you look over here, the 300-month moving average is undefined, so the 200-month moving average at 475 is the top moving average on the monthly chart. So if it can close above that level for the month and turn it into support, you could really see it get moving. I mean, this is starting a really nice uptrend for a longer term, hold swing trade, investment. As long as it keeps riding above, middle Bollinger Band support, which is way down here at 185. But what you really want to see now is you want to see it stay above the 50-day simple moving average, and you do want to see it stay above the gold and the red lines. That would make it a super strong chart. So keep an eye on GROW. If you look out right here, you could see, I'll just show you a little bit further out. I meant to show it to you before that there was, it has some upside potential if it retraces to prior levels, because you can see here, look at all the volume from back here, and started in 2005, all of 2006, and then 2007, and it basically had a multi-year run all the way back up to 29. So that was a really good investment back there, and when it was heading higher. So we'll see if it can continue that type of run. Okay, let's look at SSC, another blockchain Bitcoin related stock. Here we go. It's up here, back above 70 on RSI, back above 80 on Fasto. It's on a multi-day run with the big break above resistance on Friday. So if you notice here, there was the high close resistance level to break was the top of this white candle here, which was on what is that, the 28th of September. And so the close above that level, that is signaling more upside potential. The one red flag is there is a gap between high of day on Wednesday of last week and low of day on Friday. There was no trading on Thursday for the Thanksgiving holiday, but the share price is breaking out above this level. So you want to see, basically, you have 267 EMA4 right here. You want to see that level hold. This is a nice uptrend with a big volume spike. Notice you've got the MACD bull crosses that just started, and so if you look here once again at the longer time frame, this time instead of the monthly chart, we're going to look at the weekly chart, and you can see up here on RSI it's at 65, so it's still not up at overbought levels, so it does have room to run. On prior runs it ran above 70. The thing is that this week it busted out above the 300-week moving average. That's this blue line right here, currently at 238, way down here. So that was a really nice close above that level. It's currently hitting a key resistance level. It's this high close from back here in May of 2017, and so basically it's right around 325. And notice how that's also lining up with this descending resistance line, which is a multi-month pattern. You have the top from back here in 2014 and the top in 2017. And if you draw a red descending resistance line across the tops of those candles, you'll see that this last week's candle busted above the top and closed above. That is the green light. That does signal more upside potential that the stock does want to head higher. It's going to be all about 325. If it gets above 325, look for 375 as the next target. Okay, if it really gets moving, if it can keep the uptrend going on a multi-week, multi-month uptrend, 625 zone is the inevitable target. It looks like it's trying to fill the jar back to the 2014 levels. Once again, you have the big volume spike down here. So volume is the clue that it has more upside potential. So it's hitting the largest volume since back in 2015. If the candles do work their way back into the band, since there was a close above the upper Bollinger Band, you want to see that 300 week moving average turn into support. As long as candles are forming above, that is signaling more upside potential. So let's take a look now at the monthly chart for SSC, and then you could see the history of the trading of this stock here. And so if you look back here in 2007, it hit way up here at 340. So I don't know if they had a reverse split or what happened with this stock. I'm not familiar with the complete history of the stock, but I do know that it is starting a new uptrend. If you look down here, it closed above the 50. The middle Bollinger Band is the dotted purple line, and the green line is the 50-month moving average. And so this month it closed above both levels. And so right now the key is to break above the April month closing price. If it could do that for the month, that's the top of this candle right here, the April close, that would be very bullish. And then we'd be looking for the 100-month moving average at 386. That is the top moving average on this chart. If it can get above that, then it could really get moving. So this is looking like a nice new uptrend starting here. Now if it closes back below the 50-day simple or 50-month moving average in the middle Bollinger Band, that would signal downside risk that it's not ready to go. Okay, so now that we have lots of these Bitcoin and blockchain related stocks that are all running, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but AMD has not been really participating. It's basically was flat on Friday, and as you can see here, it had the big drop. Okay, so it has a gap on the chart, if you can see here, between the bottom of this candle right here and then the top of this candle. So the candles on the 24th and the 25th of October, they've created a space on the chart. So there's a gap, and so the bottom of the gap is this red line right here at about, just right below 1320, at 1318 or so. And so the deal is, if it can get above, right now, the candles are trying to turn the middle Bollinger Band into support. That's currently at at 1130. Okay, and so there's the candles are formed between the middle Bollinger Band 1130, which is also the 20-day simple moving average, and then the 300-day simple moving average at 1152. If it breaks above 1152, so if you see it trading above 1150 this week, that's going to be signaling more upside potential, and it could possibly get an uptrend going. And then if you look here, you have the 50, the 100, and 200-day simple moving averages all around the same zone, and right above it is the bottom of the gap. So a break above this 1150 level could see a run up here to $12.50 to $13. So yeah, for you options traders, be looking at some calls here on a break above 1150. If it drops below 1130, that's going to be signaling downside risk, and so it has to get above that 300-day simple moving average. If it fails to do that, then you could see a drop back down here to test this 1080 support zone. So AMD looks like it's setting up. It just needs to break above resistance, and so if you look here at the weekly chart for AMD, you'll see what happened. It's been in the sideways channel basically the entire year, pretty much, and so it formed an ascending triangle pattern, and we were looking for a break above the top of the channel, which was the closing price back here in March, and so that didn't happen. What happened instead was there was the break below support. Sometimes that happens. The little guys and gals are not in control of the action. We're just along for the ride, so we just have to follow the charts and trade accordingly. And so when there was a break below support, support here on this candle, notice how it broke below the green line and also below the middle Bollinger Band. That was signaling downside risk. And so the candles have been riding below this pink line for multiple weeks now, for 5 weeks in a row. So EMA 4 is currently at 1154 on the weekly chart. Notice how that's 1150 again. Huge level, okay? So if it can close above 1150 for the week, remember this candle will not set until the closing bell this coming Friday, then that would be very bullish. That would signal that it's starting to bounce. Notice that there's the declining volume pattern. That's what you like to see when the stock is pulled back. It means the sellers have tired. So now you're looking for a bullish volume spike. You know, it's been trading sideways here. If it can get back above the 50-week moving average in the middle Bollinger Band, basically at this 1270 resistance zone, that would signal that it's back in play. It could possibly run back up to 15. Now, if it fails to get above EMA 4, that signals downside risk. And then the next major support level is the the bottom of the current channel, which is right around $10. And if it drops below that, the next moving average support level is the 100-week moving average at 869. Okay. Thank you very much for viewing this video. Please check this out at our new chat. I'll post a link below the YouTube video. We have a really good crypto, blockchain, Bitcoin chat going right now. I recommend everybody coming and checking it out. Okay, thank you very much.